15 degrees Fahrenheit right now. If you look closely, you can see there's some snow coming down. Those are some of the snowflakes that are landing on me. See the needles on there. So yes, we are getting a heavy sleet right now. However, it's very cold. It's well below the threshold for snow. So snow has completely changed over. Look at that. Look at all that sleet coming down. Sleet combined. Look at all that sleet that's just accumulated. I just wiped that off not even 5 minutes ago. So the snowstorm has turned into a sleet fest. Yep, a sleet fest. But in the Bronx, it's mostly snow right now. Yeah, yeah. The temperature is still in the teens right now. It's 15. I just checked Kennedy Airport. It's 15 Fahrenheit. Normally, when it's sleeting, temperatures would be in the upper 20s to low 30s. But no, we're teens right now. So, yeah, there's still some snow coming down. If you look really closely, there's like embedded snow drizzle, like what I like to call snizzle. The snizzle, quote unquote snizzle, is coming down from the cold layer below the warm layer. So there's a lot of moisture still. The humidity is fairly high, and so this secondary cold layer, there's enough moisture to form some drizzly snow. If you look closely, you can actually see some of that drizzly snow. Um, Even though it's 99% sleet, there is that 1% that's still snow. Um, in my opinion, this is a fairly impressive snowstorm. This is definitely one of the more impressive snow events I've seen in the last year and a half, with the exception of Oswego. Um, we're well below freezing. I last checked, we are JFK Airport, which is right around where I live, is 17 degrees. 17 degrees below the freezing mark. So normally when we get snowstorms here, we're in the upper teens to mid 20s. We're usually in the 20s. But we're in the teens and we're dealing with frozen raindrops. What's up with that? Yeah. It's 17 right now and I'm getting frozen rain. It's 15 with frozen rain. Normally, frozen rain, aka sleet, would only happen with temperatures in the mid to 20s to low 30s. Sleet is caused by a warm layer that wedges itself between two layers of cold. So you have snow forming, right, in the high levels, about 10 to 20,000 feet. And then as the snow falls through that warm layer, the snow melts into rain. And then as it passes through the cold layer with a pretty thick secondary cold layer below the warm layer, the rain melts into frozen raindrops called sleet. Sleet normally happens when there is a thick cold layer below the warm layer, which we have right now. But this warm layer is pretty thick. Temperatures are probably in the mid 30s above. So yes, this is why we're dealing with sleet and not snow. However, I looked at the sleet line. It is trying to move a little bit back south, so it's possible we could possibly switch back over to snow briefly if it does indeed move back south. Oof, ow, ow. Oof, this hurts. Where am I from? I'm from New York. I was born and raised in New York. This is New York City. The winds are still from the northeast, but aloft there's southerly winds. There's a jet that's trying to bring in some warm air aloft. Um, but total sleet and snow accumulation should be about a foot here in New York City because sleet also accumulates. So since sleet also accumulates, since the changeover, we've picked up almost 2 inches of sleet. Because when the snow began to change over to sleet, there was 9 inches on the ground, and now there's close to 11 inches. Yeah, and also schools are closed tomorrow. So yeah, I'm walking right now, and I could smell wood burning. People are burning wood stoves for this cold. Thank you. Yeah. The roads look pretty in good conditions. It's the highway over there. So yeah, that's one of our security vehicles there. Yeah, this is a fairly powerful winter storm. A few days earlier, the models were showing a potential even bigger snowstorm next weekend, but it doesn't look likely right now. I mean, it could still happen. The pattern does support if you're having a positive PNA. The AO is and the NAO is slightly negative. That supports northeast. This is a nor'easter, but it's not coming out of the Gulf and moving northeast. This kind of crisscross the country, but with a positive PNA. If the NAO is just slightly more negative, we could be getting some major winter storms along the East Coast. Like more impressive than this. Talking about blizzards, like 60, 70 mile an hour winds, 2 to 3 feet of snow. So yeah. Anyway, I gotta go. I'm gonna walk for maybe. I'm gonna try to do this live stream for another 7 minutes. So I got a new job, guys. I'm gonna be working as a paratransit operator for the time being until I could save enough. Well, until I can get my until I could get my degree in meteorology, broadcast meteorology specifically. Thankfully, it's not that math intensive, so they even told me I don't need to do physics. So that's good. I mean, I already have Calc 3 under my belt, and that program only requires up to Calculus 2, so I've already met the requirements, meaning that 2 year program, I should be done with it in about a year, year and a half. So I signed up for the summer. So yeah, and once I graduate, once I get that certification and I saved up enough money, I'm going to be moving to probably the Midwest and cover severe weather there, both as an on-air meteorologist and a storm chaser. Yeah, this is a very powerful winter storm. Mm. Oh. Yeah, I have family in Florida, but I personally cannot stand hot weather. So unless I'm in the water, of course, but also, yeah, There's other reasons I don't want to move down to Florida, but the biggest reason is the heat. But I wouldn't mind moving to states like Texas or Oklahoma. But those states are not as top on my list. Oh, hold on. Check this out. Check this out, guys. I love this weather, man. I freaking love this weather. Ugh. Personally, I want to move to Colorado, maybe Montana. Uh, anyway, this is definitely one of the more significant winter storms New York City has seen in about 5 years. I mean, the setup was more supportive. You have very warm water in the Labrador Sea. You have a warm tongue forming in the Gulf of Alaska. All that supports is ridging on the west coast and troughiness on the east coast from blocking from New England, from Greenland. So yeah, this may not be the last winter storm of this season. In fact, we may get several more in February and March. I would not recommend Alabama and Alaska. Other than cold and snow, they don't get severe weather in Alaska. Personally, the states I really want to move to is Colorado. You know, cost of living isn't too bad, and you got a lot, very beautiful scenery there. You got severe weather, and you're just a stone's throw away from Tornado Alley. And some good friends of mine who storm chase live in Colorado, and that's where I'm planning on moving to. Specifically, the Denver metro area is what I'm planning on moving to. Alrighty. Mm, yeah. Politics is part of the reason, but not the biggest reason. It's mostly the weather. I'm what you would call a progressive. I'm not a liberal. I'm a progressive, so I believe in helping poor and disabled people, free healthcare, free education for everyone. Yeah, so politics is definitely up there. But I don't talk about politics. I try not to. It's a very sensitive topic. Oh, there's a lot of people who do that. There's a lot of people who move from red to blue states. Especially younger people. Yeah. Personally, I live in the blue states, so I'm pretty content. But the only reason I want to move is weather. Uh, Competitive and too expensive in New York City. Again, it's because of New York City has always been a big city, and with big cities, you get supply and demand constraints. And now they're finally trying to build a lot of low income housing. The current mayor, I really like Mamdani. I was, I'm very. He's finally doing something that's for years, which is bringing lowering the housing market because right now there's not enough housing to go around, and the city's finally going to change that now. Anyway, oh shoot, my phone's about to die. I'm at 1%. So yeah, it's the cold. It's the lithium ion battery is getting affected because the gel is getting thicker, so it's harder for the electrons to pass it. I'm at 1%. So I'm gonna have to end it. As I said, I was gonna end it at 15 minutes. Yes, it will. Yeah. The problem is the American government is becoming right now more authoritarian, but caring less about everyday people. I was worried about Trump from 2015. I knew what would happen if he became president. The way he acted. It's not even his political party. He could have been a Democrat and I would have not liked him. He's not a good person to begin with. And now he is terrorizing immigrant and low income communities with his ICE raids. And two people were killed in Minneapolis just for standing up for their rights. It's really awful. I just hope that his second administration comes to a peaceful resolve. Like, if he's going to serve his term, I just hope there's no more horrible things happen. Anyway, I gotta go. My phone's about to die. Thank you all for watching and stay safe. 15 degrees and sleet.